welcome to Ngcloudx Labs. So today I'll walk you through our lab user interface and we'll do the Palo Alto lab topology today. So to log in into our lab, you need to first, set up the sign on, right? So we have configured the single sign on. So once you do with your setup, if you visit lab.ngcloudx.com, it will ask you for your Microsoft ID, and then it will automatically lock in you in our homepage. Then after making the payment, you will get the lab tenant in your respective servers. So let's take an example. My server is in lab server 1, right? So you will get this login page. You need to just enter your username, and then you need to enter your password, and you're good to go, right? So let me just enter the password, enter the captcha here, and then login. So once you log in into the lab, you will be able to see these are the predefined topologies which we are providing, right? So let's take an example. This is the Palo Alto topology you get, right? Then you have 40net lab, you have checkpoint lab, you have Cisco FTD lab, right? You have custom labs. You can create your own labs. So basically, we are providing two topologies for customization. In fact, you can make customization in these topologies as well. Okay. So since these are predefined labs, so it is recommended not to, make changes. Then on top, you will see running labs, right? So if you want to open up any labs, so you just need to select it, and then you just need to click open, right? And it will open the lab for you. Okay. And if you go to running labs here, you can see that this is my lab which is up and running right now. So I can select this one and I can click on open right away. Okay. This will take me to my running lab, right? In left hand side, you will see this side pane. So here you can just scroll it down and you can just pin it, right? So that you see your options, right? Your system status, how much RAM or your devices are currently consuming out of your pod, right? So basically, we start our pods from 32 GB, and then it's like 64 GB, 128 GB, 256 GB of RAM, right? So this is how our computes are available, and it depends how much big topology you want to build, and accordingly we give compute to you. Then we will also provide workbooks, so you can just simply click here, and this will give you the workbooks, right? So we are going to add the workbook, and you can just check your workbooks from here, and you can start building your labs, right? So basically, in this topology, you can see that we have two firewalls. This site is like data center. This site is branch site, right? And we have the Google Chrome to take the web user interface of these firewalls. The best part of these labs are like, they are accessible through browsers. You need not to download any connector, or you need not to do anything, right? So it's browser based. You can access it from anywhere. Okay. Now, what you need to do is you will be allocated with your internet WAN IP range, right? Which IP you can use on your internet circuits, right? On your internet facing interfaces. You need to allocate IP from this range only. So each user has its own range. Okay. So rest of the IPs, they are like private to you, so you can do the configuration. Just think for, I mean, you need to just configure management IP from this subnet only. Okay, because this Chrome machine is already predefined with these two IPs, 192.168.1.2/30. So basically, this Chrome has four interfaces. So right now, two interfaces are configured with this particular IP, right? So in future, if you want to add more interfaces, you can contact us, and our team will add more interfaces in this device, and then you can, take GUI of other devices as well. Okay. So now let's begin. So to take the console, you just need to double click on this device, and it will open up your terminal, and you can maximize it so that you get better view, right? And you can click on connect, and then this will open up the Chrome. Similarly, These are the firewalls. So you can just open up all the firewalls, switches, right? Your Windows machine for testing, Windows Server, your Linux, right? So now you can see you have all the web UI open in front of you. And if you don't see any console on any device, just hit enter, right? And it will give you the, you know, the CLI of the firewalls for the device, right? And if you face any problem, like you're not able to type or something like that, so here you will see this clipboard, right? So just click on it and ensure that it is, allowed. You're allowed to use the clipboard. Okay. So you can just click done and it will give you the access. So similarly, you can see switch access is there. This is the Windows machine. Okay. So Windows 10 we are giving you. Then you have Windows Server, right? So this is the Windows Server. Then we have Linux, right? So here you can see I'm not able to click on Linux, right? So what you need to do is just click on this clipboard and click on done, and then it will let you type, right? So basically, this clipboard is helping the user to enter the keystrokes directly from the keyboard to these virtual machines in the HTML based console. Okay. Now, and another thing is if your server is logged, sometimes it happens that server gets logged, right? It is like this, and you need to press this Control Alt Delete. So sometimes it doesn't take directly from the keyboard. So what you need to do is you need to just use on-screen keyboard to send this Control Alt Delete, so that you know you can enter your username and you can get inside the server. Okay, so this is as simple as working on the local servers. Okay. So here all devices are up and running. Now you can see this is our Palo Alto, right? So initially, whenever you will start any device, so these are the customized images as per our customized emulator. So whenever you are starting any device or any topology, it's a request, keep your topology up and running for at least 30-40 minutes and then start doing the configuration so that all the images they get stabilized. Okay, because initially when you boot your devices, they consume so much RAM, right? So another thing is, if you need to switch to another topology, so here you have two options: close lab and destroy lab, right? The destroy lab will be like it will be completely wiping off your configurations, and close lab will not stop your devices. Your devices will be up and running. Okay. So if you go to running labs, you will see that your devices are still running and it is showing 8 nodes. Now to protect these servers, because sometimes it happens, users are not aware and they will run multiple topologies together. And let's take an example. We have 70 devices in all these topologies. And if you keep all 70 devices up and running, it might impact the server. Now, to protect the server, we have the limit on number of devices simultaneously you can run. Okay. So if you're switching from one topology to another topology, either shut down your nodes from here, either shut it down from the devices itself, right? Log in into your device, do the graceful shutdown so that your configuration remains intact, or you can do shutdown from here, right? Stop all nodes, right? And if you want to destroy your lab, then you can destroy the lab. It will wipe off the entire configuration, and then you need to do your configurations from scratch. Okay. So you can just stop your labs, and start your other labs, right? So no need to destroy your labs. Destroy labs are only needed when you need to recreate something again and again on the same topology. Okay. So this is as simple as that. So let's take an example. I'm going into Fortinet lab right now. right? So this is my Fortinet lab, and here I have not started any machine. And if I will close lab, you will see now it will show me two running labs. So I have two running labs. In Fortinet, none of the devices are up. And here you can also see, which lab is consuming how much CPU and, RAM, hard drive. Okay. So in this particular lab, none of the lab is using. I mean, none of the node is up and running. So either I can stop it by default. All the nodes are stopped. So I can directly go ahead and destroy this lab, right? So now it will show me only one lab is running. Okay, and then I can directly jump into that particular lab. Okay, so now let's do the configuration. So open up the web terminal again. Take the maximize console of the devices, do the configuration. So you need to follow the topology as per your, I mean, you need to follow the IP schema as per the topology, right? So just ensure that you enter the correct IP addresses on your devices. Otherwise, it will not work properly. Okay. So let's take an example on Palo Alto 1. So we need to configure 192.168.1.1/30 on the management interface. Then only this Chrome browser will be able to give you the GUI, right? So if I will go here in Palo Alto, so just type configure set device config system type static, right? Set device config system IP address and 192.168.1.1 net mask 255.255.255.252, and then you need to type default gateway and it is going to be 192.1.1.2. That's it. Enter and do commit. So meanwhile this commit is taking place, let's go to your second firewall and do the configuration. Configure set device config system type static set device config system IP address 192.168.2.1 in this case, because this is the branch firewall. IP address is different. .255.252, and then we have default gateway 192.168.2.2. That's it, and do commit here, right? So once your commits are done, right, then you can access your devices. So in Palo Alto 1, commit is done, right? So I'll go to my web UI. Okay. Here, if this screen is showing you blank, you can right click on it. If it is not coming. So right now your connection is not up with this, Chrome browser. So you need to close it and you need to take the console again like this, right? So it will connect you with the server and then you need to take the console, right? And once you're connected with the server, and if your screen blanks out like this, if I will close the Chrome, right now it is blank, right? So you can right click on it, and here you get two options, either run your terminal or run your Google Chrome. So you can run your Google Chrome and you will get the Google Chrome again. Okay. So now let's get the, uh, you know, the web UI of the firewall. So here I'm trying to type, but it is not taking my keystrokes. So, like I said before, just go to this clipboard, click done, and then start typing. It will take your keystrokes. Okay. Then 1.1, and boom, your web UI is up. Admin. So initially, default login is admin, and then it will ask you to change the password, right? So I have changed the password to admin123A capital. So default login is a admin, right? So you can see firewall one web UI is up. So we'll do the configuration for data center location where this machine will try to ping internet, right? We'll configure these IPs on the respective interfaces and we'll configure the policies. Let's go back here and in your Windows machine, let's initiate continuous ping towards internet 8.8.8, right? And now let's go to web UI and here remind me later, go to network, interfaces, select your interface. Now you need to configure the IP addresses as per your topology. Okay. Whatever IP it's given. So select layer 3. Virtual router will be default. Security zone will be new zone we need to create. So we'll call it untrust. Click OK. Now give IP address. So on this, as per the topology, so my topology says that on Ethernet 1 by 1, my IP will be 192.168.3.31/24. So click on add 192.168.3.31/24. Okay, done. Now go to Ethernet 1 by 2 and similarly configure your LAN IP. So as per the topology, it is going to be 10.1.1.1. So make your interface as layer 3, and then your virtual router should be default, your security zone. So we'll create a new zone here. So give it a name trust. Click OK. Go to IPv4, click add 10.1.1.1/24, and then in advance configure the management profile on this interface. So give it a name ping only and allow ping service on this. Click OK. Now go to your virtual router, add default route so that you get the internet access. Right. So in default route, you will see static route option. Click on add and here just type default route destination 0.0.0/0 interface. Select your interface. Next hop IP will be 192.168.3.1. So it will change for each user. So you need to check your cloud and you need to see this IP. Whatever IP is written here, that IP you need to type in your next hop IP address. Okay. So done, done. Now next step is like go to policies and we will create the security policy. So click on add and here we'll just give it a name LAN users internet access, right? So we are creating this rule to give internet to the LAN users. Source, click on add and it will be trust. Destination will be untrust. Application, any service category, any application is allowed. Okay. Then go to NAT, click on add, and here just type LAN NAT, original packet coming from trust, destination is untrust, destination interface is this, translated packet. So we are doing the PAT source translation, right? So interface one by one, select the IP, click OK, and do commit. So once you do commit, your Windows machine will get the internet access. So if you go back to Windows, right now it is showing destination host is unreachable. Your traffic flows like this. This is your Windows machine generating the packets coming to the switch. Switch is sending it to the firewall. Not right now because this IP is not live. Once this IP will be live, then switch will start sending it to the firewall. Then firewall will use this Ethernet 1 by 1 interface to send it to the internet. Okay. So here, let's go back. Let's go back to our web UI. So commit is almost done. Let's see, do we have the internet access? So now you can see that we are getting the ping reply. So we have the internet access now. Let's try to open up the browser and see how it looks like. Right. So if I open up Google Chrome here, and let's do some internet surfing and see whether it is working well or not. So let's type https ngcloudx.com, and then you will see. So we have been redirected to ngcloudx.in because we are in India. So website is up and running, right? So similarly, you can check other websites. You can visit cisco.com. In fact, you can open up your firewall GUI here as well. So for to do that, in your you know interface management profile, in this profile, you need to allow HTTPS and SSH. Okay. If you do this, then you can in fact start working on your firewall through that machine as well. Okay. Because what you're doing, you are configuring your management services on trust interface, and this machine is connected to this trust interface. So this machine can access the management services like HTTP, HTTPS, and all that stuff. So in this Windows, if you will see, I've also installed PuTTY and other softwares, right? So you can simply open up PuTTY, you can open up Solar PuTTY, right? So these are the things which are predefined, pre-installed in this machine. So here, if you will see, it is almost done. So if I will go back and if I will open up the Chrome again, so already Chrome is up and running here. Let me close this because Chrome is up. So these virtual machines are like, memory sensitive. So I would say that whenever you are working through these virtual machines, especially Windows, so do not open multiple Chrome tabs because it eats huge RAM. Okay. So just close your tab if your work is done. Do not leave it open. So HTTPS 10.1.1.1, and it should open up your firewall web UI. So here you can see that we are getting it. And if you proceed to login, it will give you the login prompt, right? So you can also configure it here and you can use it directly through your Chrome browser. It is a lightweight browser, so it will work really fast as compared to your Windows browser. Okay, so we have kept this Windows machine only for testing purpose, right? If you need to do configuration, do it through web UI. And if you want to do CLI, then we have given you the CLI as well of the firewall. So default console is CLI. So, each device, they come with two consoles. So if you double click on it, it will open up the default console. If you right click on it, then you get this secondary console also. And this is the VNC console, right? So by default, we are giving you the telnet, which is better as per the layout. And web UI is also available, as well as you can take the VNC console of your devices. Okay. So here you can see things are up and running and everything is working fine. Internet is working on this machine. In fact, you can do PuTTY on your firewall as well if you want to do. So 10.1.1.1 one, open, and this will ask you to log in, right? You can log in and then you're good to go. And this is your firewall, right? Another important part is like you need to configure the IP addresses on your Windows machines as well as per the topology. So here, if you will see, whatever IP is written on your machine, you need to configure that IP on your interface. Okay. So now to do that, we have run. So it run, just type ncpa.cpl and click OK, and it will open up the the network adapter settings of the machine. And there you can simply define your IP addressing, right? So right click on it, properties, and just directly go to IPv4, right? Click on properties, and then you can see right now I've defined this IP, and this is how it has started working. So ensure that your devices are configured with IP addresses properly. Then only your things will start working. So this is your Palo Alto lab. Okay. Similarly, you can configure this side, and then you can build the IPsec tunnels, because with free license, uh, you won't be able to see the logs through you know uh, through monitor tab because you don't have license, right? So but through CLI you can see. So if I will exit from the configuration mode, and if I will type show uh, log, and if I will say traffic, so this will give me the details. Right now there is no traffic which is passing through. Show session all, so no active session. So let's initiate some traffic, and then we'll see. Let's do ping to Google 8.8.8, and then go here. Sorry, go to CLI, and here you can see we have the you know session going through. Then show log traffic. So right now I think we are not logging any traffic, or we are logging it session end, right? So let's wait for it. It should come. So this is how it is. I mean, in free version, you get limited access. At least you can just create basic things like you can play with IPsec tunnels, you can do the network configuration, you can play with the routers, you can configure the GRE tunnels, right? You can configure your zones, VLANs. Okay, you can create the objects, you can build HA between the devices if you want, right? All these things you can do. Okay. So that's it. I'll upload another video on 14 now. And then similarly, I'll upload on Checkpoint, then F5, and then we will have Cisco FTD. So stay tuned. And if you want these labs, these are amazing labs. If you want it, you can reach out to us over our mobile. I'll provide the number in the description. You can just WhatsApp us, or you can just reach out to Kajal over her email, kajal@ngcloudx.com. She will assist you with the lab access. Thanks for watching this video. Have a nice day.